John Gaxi here with another episode of 10-Minute Real Food. And today we're doing some stuffed portobello mushrooms, so I think you'll really enjoy this one. Alright, so the first step that we're going to do is we're going to start our sauce. And this is a chipotle based sauce, so for those of you who may not ever use chipotle or come across chipotle, all chipotle is smoked jalapenos. So depending on the heat, these are chipotles in adobo sauce. So as you can see, they sell them at the store, wherever you find your canned bell peppers. You can find the chilies there, your jalapenos. And these are in adobo sauce, so they have a nice smoky flavor. And depending on how much heat you like, you can go more or less. I'm gonna do three. I'm gonna do 3 small ones. Okay, that's not a small one. Okay, we're gonna go with 3. So we'll put that there. And then we're gonna put some olive oil. Give it a nice balanced, nutty flavor. And then we're gonna do some balsamic vinegar. That gives it a nice, sweet flavor. Get that uncovered. And then we're going to do some garlic. And just take that outer shell off. There's 1 piece. Two piece. We're gonna go for 3. Third piece. And then we're gonna season it with a little bit of salt. Not too much. Balsamic vinegar gives it a salty flavor. And we're gonna add in some onion. I think we're gonna go for a quarter. Quarter onion, so just peel that layer back. And you can just put that in there. Now, we may need some more liquid, so we may need to add some more later, but we'll go ahead and start with that now. So we'll bring it in here. Now you want that to be smooth, and so we're gonna go ahead and check it out here. Needs a little bit more liquid. We're gonna put some olive oil in there and some more of that balsamic, which gives the nice tangy flavor. Alright, good. We'll let that settle. In the meanwhile, I have this George Foreman grill here, this little hand grill. I want to turn that on. Make sure it starts preheating. And while we get that taken care of, mushrooms. Let's start with the mushrooms here. So we have some nice portobello mushrooms, and these have a really nice meaty flavor and texture. And we're actually going to start with 1 because I think the size, yeah, that's perfect. I take that stem off here. And you can go ahead and, you don't want to wash it, but if you feel like they're not clean enough, you can always just kind of run a towel and take any dirt off if you feel like it has anything. Just kind of like that. There we go. And what we want to do is we want to take the sauce. We want to scrape all that sauce off. Make sure we get as much as possible. Put that there. We want to get some of this sauce into the spoon. Get some of the sauce on there, inside of that cup. And, oh, if you could just smell this right now. And actually, what I should have done first is tried it. Oh yeah. Get that kick from the chipotle, that smoothness from the olive oil, and then You get that balsamic vinegar tanginess. So we want to just get that in the grooves in there. Oh, it's even making me... So we get that there. Let me put that in there since I put it in my mouth. And then you just put it in here in your skillet or in your forming grill, and you just let it do its thing. These are nice because they have a timer, but we won't worry about that now. Now what I want to do now is get the sauce out of the way. I'll get this out. And you don't have to worry too much about getting everything out because we're going to chop some onions. And I had some, there it is. We have some purple onions. And we just want a little bit of everything because we're going to put it in a skillet here. So you just get about a quarter of an onion. Cover that back up. And fry these. We're going to take that off here. Take that skin off. And I'm going to quarter that a little bit. Half is fine. And let's see, what else do we want? We want the spinach, which, by the way, we want to rinse first. So I have this nice little salad rinser. I'm gonna rinse that. I'm gonna put in some cilantro as well. Rinse that. And let's see, do we need to rinse anything else? No. For the time being, that's all we need to rinse. So this is what we do. We bring it over here. We have this nice little colander. Put it under cold water. Just put it in the water there. You can turn it, make sure it all gets covered, all gets washed. And the really nice thing about it is that I put it in this plastic bowl. And you just let it do its job. Give it a couple turns. So you don't have to wait for it to dry, you don't have to pat it dry, you don't have to worry about it. And there, it's done, you see? All that water. Pour it out. We are good to go here. You wanna chop it up in there. Oops. Cover it. It's got a little bit of our sauce still on it. So we pulsed it a couple times. We want to just make sure it all gets in there. And that's done. Good to go. And the next thing we want to do is open some of our... We have corn, and you can just drain it right in here. So as you can see, this is very much of a Southwestern recipe. And we're going to use black beans as well. And so you can hear our portobello mushrooms cooking away. Oops, almost put that in there. Then we're going to put the black beans on this side. And it's a little high for the water, so I'm going to take that out. Just give it a nice rinse. Rinse some of that. When you rinse them, you actually rinse some of that sodium that's in the can. So that's really nice if you don't like too much of a salty flavor or trying to keep it healthier. So we do that. You can give it a nice little turn here. Nothing special. Unlike leaves, they don't hold a lot of water weight, so we're fine. As you can see, you can see the mushroom here. It's going pretty well. So we're just going to keep it there a little longer. I have a couple of... What I am going to do is start the cooking process. I'm going to put on the stove. I'm going to put a little bit of olive oil. And then we're going to put what we cooked here. Some of the onions, the spinach. And we're going to put some of the corn and black beans. We don't want them all. Some of the corn and black beans. Get that out of the way. And we're just going to set that on the stove. There. You want to put that on high. What we're going to do is we're going to roast them. So as you can see, we're just going to leave that on high there. And in the meanwhile, we come back here. Once again, we're going to use our mixing bowl. And you don't need to worry about, once again, rinsing it. We're just going to go ahead and put it. We're going to get some of our... I had a rotisserie chicken that I ate earlier. But now I just have some of the chicken breast left that I put in here. So I'm just going to put some pieces in there to get it shredded. And I'm also going to chop up some of the bell peppers. Alright, I'm going to give it one last look here. And just want to check it with the fork. It's nice and soft. And that's it. Oh, so we're going to get some of the bell peppers here. We're going to get some red, some yellow, maybe another yellow. There we go. Make sure my stove is on. And that's pretty good. So that's all for the food processor. I'm going to take that out if I can. Take that out. And then we're going to go back to the stove over here. We're going to put that all in there. So nice, pretty colors there. Mix it all up. Make sure we get it nice and warmed up. And it's all cooked, so it doesn't really take a long time to warm it up. And then the final thing is we're going to get our sauce that we saved earlier that we put on our mushroom. And we're going to put it in there. So a nice, rich, thick, smoky sauce. Put that in there, mix it up. So you can already hear the sauce kind of boiling in there. And that's exactly what we want. That lets us know that it's just about almost all cooked. So finally, we're gonna get a bowl to serve it all up. While that keeps warming, we're gonna get our mushroom. As you can see, it's nice and roasted here. Nicely done. And then we're going to get some avocado that we want to chop. Since we're making it Southwest, we want to add that creaminess. And the avocado does a nice thing for the... Oh, which reminds me, I also want to add a little bit of cream because that'll cut through the acidity of the balsamic and yeah, the chipotles. So I just want to add just a little bit of cream here, and that's a nice little trick to cut through that acidity. And it'll give it a really nice flavor. You can turn that off and add a little more. I can smell it. It's asking for more. And we're set to go. So as you can see, this one does take a little longer than 10 minutes, but it's well worth it. It's got a really nice flavor in it. And it's something you can make ahead of time and have on hand. So really quickly, I will cut the avocado. Just making some slices here. Now, if you're afraid of cutting through your fingers, through your hand, you know, use a nice solid surface. And we just scoop that up, keep that in there. And then finally, we serve that up here. So here you have some Southwestern chipotle stuffed mushrooms with avocado, corn, black beans, roasted bell peppers, and a nice Portobello chipotle bottom. That's it. We're done. And so let's give this a try. Nice and soft. Get a little bit of everything there. Some of that chicken. All right, here goes. Very good. So that's another episode for you of 10 Minute Real Food. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you next time.